Do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? And what exactly is that? Is it something you're born with? Is it a certain kind of knowledge? Is it a personality thing, like being unable to follow orders? In this video, we will explain exactly what it makes an entrepreneur and all the details, personality traits, and how their mind works. I'm Sandy from Exceedable, and I'm a digital entrepreneur that still struggles to embody that entrepreneurial mindset at times. And if that is the case with you as well and want to know how to overcome it, subscribe to our channel for all our tips and tricks. But first, let's get this out of the way. What exactly is an entrepreneur? Well, a general definition would be it's someone who starts their own business, especially when this involves seeing a new opportunity. I say it's someone who does things others won't, that refuses to fit the mold society has set up for them and wants to set their own new path. Because unfortunately, most of us are taught from an early age that the right way to be an adult is getting a steady job and work at it our whole life. And that led me to finish college and start a quick succession of jobs that I thought I wanted, but I didn't. I needed something different, something that would provide me freedom, flexibility, and the ability to make my own decisions. But keep in mind that that comes with a lot of responsibilities, because from that moment on, you can't blame anyone but yourself for your mistakes. Everything that happens, both good or bad, is on you. You know, to this day, I still struggle because by traditional standards, I'm a big fat failure. No regular job, no climbing up the corporate ladder, no waiting for that paycheck at the end of each month. And sometimes I feel guilty for working from home, traveling several times a year and making so much money when many people I know work long hours and make so much less. Also, there's all that peer pressure by parents and friends.
Go get a job!
They don't get what you're doing, don't see what you do as a job, don't understand how can you make a living out of an online business like a blog or a YouTube channel, who even mock or resent you for daring to want to do something different. Does any of this sound familiar? Is it something you struggle with? Or maybe, unlike me, you have that entrepreneurial mindset all figured out. Maybe you were born for this, and early on it became clear that you would never fit in the traditional definition of a career. Either way, I would love to know all about it, so don't forget to comment, okay? Write down what was the worst thing someone told you, what was your biggest difficulty, and how you dealt with all of it. Now, the first thing that needs to be said about entrepreneurial mindset is that anyone can do it. Anyone can develop it if they want to. Also, entrepreneurs are independent. They do their own thing and create their own way. This also means they are self-motivated and don't need anyone to guide them or cheer them on. Their tenacity alone is enough to stop them from giving up. They're also brave and able to get out of their comfort zone, because it takes courage to start a business on your own. And I often find myself thinking how simpler my life would be if I just had a proper job where I was expected to perform specific tasks and be evaluated accordingly to those expectations, period. Taking that leap to go out and do it on your own is daunting. And as far as stepping out of your comfort zone goes, what can be more uncomfortable than not knowing whether people will want to give you their money or if you'll be able to keep your business afloat? Another important trait is entrepreneurs have a positive mindset. I don't mean they're in denial about their problems. I mean they frame their struggles in a positive way. They prefer to solve problems than roll in them, and they don't miss the chance to learn from them. As far as they're concerned, and as Tom Ford puts it, the only mistake is the one you learn nothing from, which also makes them not afraid to fail, a crucial trait for any entrepreneur that is willing to try something new. Or maybe they are afraid, but they do it anyway. Well, they're brave after all. Let's face it, Entrepreneurs need to be visionary, forward thinkers. They need to be a step ahead of what everyone else is doing and ride that wave before others do. But this also requires them to think long term. And that is, I think, the most frustrating, difficult part of being an entrepreneur. Amazon started in Jeff Bezos' garage, as did Microsoft, Google, Apple, Mattel, and Disney. All of them started in garages. Okay, I may need a garage. And things sucked at the beginning. Money was short or was quickly running out, and no one really knew if it would pay off in the future, but they kept going. Being an entrepreneur often means starting something today and not seeing any results for months, even years to come, which is okay when it pays off in the end, but let's face it, not all gambles do. Some just serve as lessons as what not to do the next time. And there's no other way to do it. If you want to be ahead of your time, to be the first one to tap into that incredible opportunity, you've got to take risks. Invest a lot of time and sometimes a lot of money, and be patient. This is actually one of the things I really struggle with because I am not a patient person. And when things go wrong or I'm tired, I still think of how much easier it would be to work for someone else and let them worry about where the money comes from. Another thing entrepreneurs do that most don't is they embrace change. They aren't afraid of it. For them, change means personal growth, progressing, moving in the right direction. Entrepreneurs are also easily adaptable, which goes a long way when facing change and makes it so much easier to navigate. Now, this next one will put off a lot of people from thinking of becoming an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs know how valuable time is. So, instead of watching TV, spending hours on social media, or playing video games, when they're not working, entrepreneurs use most of their free time to read books they will learn something from. They are taking online courses, they are watching TED Talks, etc. See? I told you wouldn't like it. I'm not saying being an entrepreneur means never having time off or keeping away from Netflix or not being able to have fun. What I mean is they see time as an asset and use it wisely, not wastefully. I have to say, this is one of my biggest fails. I love shutting down my brain for hours when I'm tired. Sometimes I look at the TV for hours, and when I get up, I can't even remember what I saw. Completely mindless, useless time I could have used to do something different, like sleeping or meditating. I'm working on that though. And that's actually another thing entrepreneurs have, which is a lot of self-awareness. Meaning that they know their strengths and weaknesses very well, and they are very accepting of their flaws because they know they can change and improve at any time, which is why I accept my TV habit and I know I'll get better at it with time. See? Total entrepreneurial mindset right here. Next, entrepreneurs know that the best way to get better results is to collaborate. Have you ever heard of the saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together? Well, this may sound weird at first because they're also very independent. But being independent doesn't mean having to know how to do everything on your own. And like we've mentioned, they are very aware of their weaknesses. So instead of just going at it alone and wasting time, money, and energy to do it all by themselves, they surround themselves with assets that fit their needs and propel them forward. Okay, last but certainly not least, entrepreneurs are focused and action-oriented. They never procrastinate and always prioritize the most important tasks. That focus also helps them be decisive, which is so important when you have to make dozens of decisions a day, often without any real information to back them up. But again, what's important is to keep moving forward, to do what needs to be done. I could think of a dozen people I know who say they want to be entrepreneurs, but they're reading books, making plans, watching motivational videos, and not really doing anything about it. Yes, entrepreneurs are a real thing. And what sets entrepreneurs apart from them is taking action, making things happen, even if it's not perfect or ideal. Entrepreneurs would rather do it now and fix it later than wait for the perfect conditions to act. So, now that you know what makes an entrepreneurial mindset, tell me, are you up for it? Do you see yourself cultivating these traits and overhauling your life to be a full-time, hands-on, action-ready entrepreneur? If so, and while you're getting things rolling, subscribe to our channel to learn all the tips and the tricks entrepreneurs use to be successful while living the life of their dreams. And don't forget to tap that notification bell to be the first to know whenever we publish a new video for you, okay? That's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you for our next video. Bye bye!